Jordan Wolf won't pan out.
Joe Walters is overrated.
Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
Fire! 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 Fire!
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse.
Hello, lacrosse fans. Welcome to the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships here in lovely Netanya, Israel. We are bringing you the first game of the day. It is China and Colombia for advancement into placements in the tournament. Every team from 1 through 46 will ultimately be placed, and we're getting to the point where teams are very closely matched, very closely seated, and we're getting some excellent lacrosse. I'm Steven Stamp, joined by Brandon Mager. Sorry, Brandon. Brandon Mager. And Brandon, we are looking forward. What we've seen from these teams, you're pointing out China just looks very poised and quite well organized. And I think they've got some great coaching. They've brought in Edwin Yu is their coach, Billy Colmel helping, and Reed Reinhold, who is a professional player with the Toronto Rock of the National Lacrosse League. He's also the reigning Canadian University Field Lacrosse Midfielder of the Year. So he's a tremendous player and a great resource to bring on for these guys. And what do you think of China from what you've seen of them?
I think right now the one thing I really like about China is they're very disciplined. They're moving the ball pretty well in practice. I think that's going to be a key factor against a newer team in Colombia. So but the big factor is going to be how can they do against their face-off X. If they can go 50-50, I believe China can get this W today.
Yeah, and the reason you're talking about that is Harley Humphrey, the face-off man for Colombia, is a dominant player. He's a U.S. college player. He's a very good one. And when I saw Colombia play Finland, overall they had some trouble against Finland, but Harley Humphrey just stood out as a force for this team.
He's been the key factor for Colombia throughout the tournament. He's getting them the ball in the offense. They just got to finish now, and if they can do that, I think it's going to be a great game today by these two teams.
And Humphrey does a lot more than just face-offs, for sure. He's a pretty dynamic guy out on the field. We're lining up for the captain's gathering. Well, the whole roster gathering. And one of the things I'll tell you with the new teams are both these teams joined the FIL fairly recently, and both are competing in their second World Championships. In 2014, China was 31st, Colombia was 35th. So they do have the history of being in a very similar spot. And it's, again, new programs, new countries to the sport. And it's the cool thing, I think, is you watch these guys play, and it's like from game to game, they just get better. And, sometimes from quarter to quarter, you'll see them getting better.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, not every team here is going to get the medal, but I think by them improving each day, it's kind of building for both countries for the next future of Colombia and Chinese lacrosse players.
Absolutely. All these teams are looking to build something, and you speak to guys who, they're young guys or some of the older guys who are in their 20s, late 20s and into their 30s, who are probably not going to see the fruition of what the work that's being put in to the program are all about. Hey, let's get this started, let's be part of something, and let's really build. We are lining up. We see Harley Humphrey on the left for Colombia in their red with the yellow letters and numbers, and they will be going left to right on your screen. And China in their white with the red has the first possession. Ball scooped up there by Andrew Song, the Princeton rising sophomore, who is absolutely a key for this team, the LSM, and he is going to make a huge difference. D, actually, I guess more of a close D, but you can see he's going to be doing more than just playing defense. He's already getting involved in the clear, and he'll be handling the ball. Right now, China sets up with Tyler Chin in possession, and they have the first control of the game. And you can see they're not going open set. A lot of teams will go open set, just move around. China right away start getting people in the middle, start trying to move people. There you go. One guy comes out, and then Peter Wang cuts through. He cuts out, and immediately there's another cutter through in Zheng Jian. So you're going to see, it looks like already we're seeing a lot. There's a chance that is a function, that play with the open look up front by Peter Wang. I think of this field being a little bit smaller. The fields 2 and 3, we've got 6 fields here at the Wingate Stadium, Wingate Complex, and 4 of them are all regulation size. 2 and 3 are both regulation proportion, but the sizing, the actual length of the fields is a little bit shorter.
Especially compared to seeing it in the U.S. And, oh, what a save.
Yeah, you talked about the Chinese goalie being solid. No question on that save. Don Gu with the big stop, and immediately they get up the field. And again, that's partly concept. They want to get up the field, and partly the sheer size of the field. You can make that one pass, and the guy's gone. And if you have to be very attentive to your ride, because if you aren't, you're going to be giving up a shot on goal within seconds of the ball being saved at the other end.
Absolutely, and that was a great save to get to the transition. China now getting that man-up opportunity, so they can take their time, find that open set.
Yeah, I didn't see what the call was. Did you catch what the penalty was?
I think it was a slash.
In which case, we'd have a 1-minute non-releasable. There's a shot from the outside again by Xian.
Good ground ball there to keep the ball in Chinese possession.
Critical when the ball doesn't go at the back. You got to have backup. But there's a sidearm shot and a rip in the first goal of the game. Tyler Chen drops the head of the stick and goes low to low just inside the post, about knee high. And that's a tough one for Nicholas Garzon to get to. Or sorry, for who was in net? Oscar Cifuentes is in net.
Yeah, I mean, that was still a great shot. He changed levels, getting to that low stick side. Most goalies are not very comfortable getting there, but that was a great shot by him.
So 1-0. Great start for China. We're a few minutes in. And they do have some time here. Still on the penalty. They got to go pretty quick, but they win the face-off, and off they go. So far the win's going pretty well for Zhenjiang. That pass gets away, scooped up by Colombia, and they're going to be able to kill. They have killed the remainder of the penalty. But 1 goal to China on the man up.
Tyler Chang with that ground ball to keep it in possession for them. Looking to settle it now just to get the offense going again.
Tyler Chin will hang on to it. He's watched there by Ryan Ceballos.
You see how China's just moving the ball right now, looking for that open cutter. They're keeping the long stick out there, try to see if they can get it to him. But right now, they're just trying to find that open shot.
Yeah, Matthew Zhang was on the crease, still there. The long pole right on the crease. Not a normal strategy you would see. Curious if they've meant to do that. He's got it behind the back. That would have been really something. He actually pulled it so far around that it came towards the near post, right where the goaltender was. If he'd let that go to the far post, I think he's actually got himself a long pole goal. And here he is, and he lets it rip. There he is.
Oh, what a goal! Beautiful ball movement. They left him wide open, and a beautiful step-down shot.
And, I mean, you got to have some space to get that shot off with the long pole, but obviously he's choked up on it a little bit. But that's some great handling, and my goodness, Matthew Zhang, that's pretty impressive.
Well, I got to tell you, the long stick with the athletic ability these days has changed so much back from the old days. You're seeing a lot more long stick middies or defensemen running out the ball, getting a chance to play on offense just because of their athletic ability. That was still a great shot by Chung.
And there's a face-off win for Colombia. But then the great trail check. Oh, and a big hit by Harley Humphrey.
Getting physical here right now.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people in a small space. And I'd be shocked if there isn't a flag any moment. Yeah, you can see that coming. And there might be another one if they keep up. I mean, that's a very aggressive check. That is Andrew Song, the Princeton, again, the rising sophomore. And another one coming up.
I think that one's going to be on the coach on the call. It was a little questionable. It looked like he did get all stick there, but once the referee makes that call, you just got to go to the bench, get ready to go. And it looks like Colombia will be up on the man up right here.
Well, the thing is, penalties, you can look at it and say, okay, maybe that was all stick. It probably may not have been a penalty, but and I was actually talking to somebody about this yesterday, that sometimes penalties are cumulative. So let's see. Oh, is one of them on China? On Colombia? Trying to see the adjudication here, but their referees will speak. There is a Colombia player going in. And it looks like Colombia's actually changed a few of their numbers. So we're going to have to check those for you when we have a break. But the thing is, referees will speak to the players. They'll be talking, hey, easy, back off, next one. If you keep going, you're going to get a penalty. It might not be that specific play. It's accumulation of plays at times. I mean, I've talked to refs, lots of refs, and they will tell you unquestionably there's a conversation going back and forth. And there's a shot and a rip and a goal. Dai Yifan. Oh, let's go with the Colombia player, actually. That's Oscar Morales. Thank you.
No, number 9.
Matt Schuler. I am all over the map here.
Matt Schuler really battling in there, getting that step-down shot is what Colombia also need. Now they need to get this face-off to try to get a tie game right here and now.
Still both players sitting in the box. Well, Andrew Song is actually adjusting his gear. Now he sits back down. Oh, what a quick clamp. And away China goes. Man, I see what you mean about Zheng Zheng Ziwan.
Right now,
Their face-off guy. He's been great.
yeah, saying right now is getting what I was talking about earlier in the game is who's going to come up with those faceoffs. And right now, he's beating Humphreys, who was a former All-American in high school.
Yeah. And that's a lot. You got to get that ball moving. And that's just probably an inexperience error on the goaltender. You've got 3 seconds. You got to get the ball out. And even if you don't have somebody open at some point, you just got to toss it down the field and make the ground ball battle down on the other end of the field and hope your guys can come up with it.
Yeah, I would much rather toss it downfield to see if the attackman can get the ball, hold on to it, or at least try to kill some time so that China wouldn't get possession on there.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, they get possession down at the other end of the field and they've got to come back. Now, again, it's not far. I mean, it's not a huge difference in the length, but it's a very substantive difference in how it has an impact on the play of the game. It's the same for everyone, so it's all a matter of just adjustments, getting used to what is out there. Nice catch there by Jacob Tong. He's going to drive for Max on the invert. There's some space. Nice hand change, level change. Great rip there, as you saw Martin Ma just drop the head of the stick so he can get around the defender who was coming out on him. Didn't have a lot of space, but he created it.
That was a good creation on him. Just missed the goal by hitting that pipe, but China got it back. They're not going to do their thing by possessing it. Hopefully they can get a goal off here.
Here's a rip. That one's going to go well wide, but China does have the backup. Boy, that was a hard ding off the post, too, because you could hear it loud up here. I mean, you hear the pipe, but that was loud.
Some of these guys can shoot up to 100 miles per hour, and it's amazing what they can do with these sticks now these days.
We'll have to reach out. And again, they've got the long pole up there, Matthew Jung.
He's one of their best stick handlers, so he's
right.
looking to score here. Oh, yeah.
There's a sidearm shot. Nice leg save. I honestly don't know how goalies do it. Stand in there without much gear. And but they throw the pass away. Maybe he was still put off by getting hit in the legs. But, yeah, no, it's wild.
To play goalie, you got to have a little loose screws, as Quinn Kesnick always says. But that was a great save before by Colombia's Oscar
Cifuentes. Just think of Dexter. Did you ever watch Dexter?
I did.
Okay. It was Miguel Cifuentes' brother. Victor Cifuentes' brother. Miguel and Oscar. Here's the pass, wide open. Oh, just slips through the stick of Chichu Arias.
That was a great transition, putting it there. Had the open guy. Have he caught that, I think you get a goal right there from Colombia.
Oh, yeah. Arias is pretty solid. On that case, he was thinking the same thing. He had an open look and a goal in front of him, and he got a little overexcited.
It looks like China has a penalty here.
Yeah, we'll actually see Tyler Chin heading off. And a chance for Colombia to tie things up. Not sure if they'll get a more glorious chance than Arias had.
Oh, he was looking for that backcourt door cutter, but the goalie read that perfectly. Coming down now, number 12, So Chung.
He's going to throw it down into the corner. And again, China, no problem on the clear here. Colombia's got to work on their ride a bit, but it's the one thing. It's interesting because you can get the ball up the field very quickly in this slightly smaller field, but it's also a compressed area, so there are times when if the defending team can get their ride on, it can be pretty tough to find open space because everyone can be packed in.
Especially on a smaller field, like you said, you really got to find that open guy. You really got to take your time.
That's where, communication and chemistry is so important. A little spin dodge.
It's true.
Chin decides to hold on to it. They're going to go behind the net, though, now, and Tong. A little reversal, yeah. Rolling off. And you can hear China's bench is yelling at him to move the ball. Reed Reinhold just put his hands up to his co-coaches and said, why didn't he pass that ball?
Yeah, it's one of those things where in lacrosse you have to be patient, you have to move the ball. You can't be a selfish player. You know, lacrosse is a lot like basketball. You got to move the rock.
Tyler Chin has it back. Watched there by Oscar Morales. Oh, cuts through. Nice shot, but just off on his angle. The bouncer gets up too high. And we will take the first media timeout of the day.
APEC, the FIL, APEC Lacrosse, a leader of technology advanced lacrosse equipment, is proud to be the official head, shaft, glove, arm protection of the FIL World Championships in Netanya, Israel. Optic is proud that so many teams from around the globe trust it for all of their gear needs here in Netanya. Optic Lacrosse, live, play, be.
All right, so we are taking our media time out, and while we are, we'll just also remind you that Trusted Choice is the official insurance partner of the 2018 FIL World Championships. Protect what matters most, from business to home, auto, and life. Trusted Choice independent insurance agents are there for you when disaster strikes. Go to trustedchoice.com to find a local agent today. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brandon Mager, and pretty interesting first 12 minutes or so. 2-1 China. Colombia had a glorious chance to tie things up. So far, what we're seeing is some pretty aggressive lacrosse, not in the physical sense, but just these teams are going after it, and there's not a lot of standing around. There's not a lot of build-up to the plays. They're just going after it.
Oh, absolutely. You know, this is a matter of getting better and trying to put your name on the map. You see how China's really getting aggressive and trying to get to the goal. Colombia's defense is holding their own, though. I think their goalie is really stepping up when it matters. They just got to try to find the back of the net and hold that ball a little longer on the offensive end.
I'm just looking at the game sheet because we're trying to figure out who's in net for Colombia, because you would think it's Oscar Cifuentes, who wears number 29, but it is number 24 in between the pipes, and he is on the roster sheet as Nicolas Garzon. I've seen Nicolas Garzon play, and he wasn't a goalie before, and he is listed on the game sheet on Point Bench. You can go to stats.pointbench.com and follow along, and Nicolas Garzon is listed on there, not listed as a goalie, so it's a little interesting to see. I mean, it's possible that he's had to go in and play net. There are, that happens to teams. Guys have to adjust, but we'll see. We're going to go find out. Maybe the quarter somebody can run over.
Yeah, definitely.
Paper, rock, scissors. So, Brandon, you're going to be running over at quarter time.
I guess so.
After I win the paper, rock, scissors. Paper covers rock. And here we go. Speaking of rock, China has it, and we will set up in the offensive zone.
I think China is really going to have to really find those open cutters like last time. You saw what they did with the long stick when he put it in the back of the net.
There's a wide open outside rip. Quite a ways down, he misses. There might have been a touch off the goalie's stick. Either way, it gets out the back. China will retain possession. They're going to send a pair of players off to change. Interesting that they're substituting after a possession where they started the reset with possession. There's the pass out, and William Valencia.
Look,
nifty little spin. Not really anybody near him, but it was a cool spin.
Looking for that pass, and he gets it. Now that Colombia's going to settle down right here, which is a smart move on their part.
Javier Wapacha has the ball. Marcus Wynn down in the corner is looking to get it. Watch for Marcus Wynn, number 26. He is down behind the GLE. Has the flow coming out the back of the helmet, and he is a huge factor for this team. So much of what they do flows through him. Right now, he's just trying to be invisible and sneak down into an open spot. That pass is going to get away, though. Chucho Arias can't quite handle the ball.
Wynn has been a very key factor for Colombia. He's going after those ground balls. He's looking to get those goals. He's even gotten some big assists for Colombia, and he's got to be a key factor today if they're going to get this W.
China has some space, just being very patient. There's room with the ball right now. With Bobby Fang, he's going to throw it ahead. There wasn't much room where he was throwing it, but China does come up with the ball. Tyler Chin
seems to be China's top offensive player, really also going after that ground ball to keep it in possession. Looking for that pass right there. Not a good move on Colombia with that push from behind.
Just a possession call, but possession's so important. When you possess the ball, you can't be scored on. And it sounds cliche, and I mean it is in a sense, but it's so true that if you have the ball in the offensive zone, you're not going to get hurt. Even if you're not scoring, at least you're not allowing the other team to score.
Absolutely, and especially killing the clock too if you're up by a goal. You know, you look at that.
Oh, wide open. Not sure why they left Peter Wang quite that wide open, but he is absolutely naked on the crease and no mercy. Makes it 3-1.
That was just a great look for them, finding Peter Wang wide open, no one around to get the hit on him. Puts the ball in the back of the net. China's up now 3-1. Back to the time part, though, if you look at the Iroquois game against Canada, they were up 10-5, and for the final 10 minutes, Canada was just moving the ball around, killing the clock, and that was such a key possession for the Canadians to beat a very, very talented Iroquois team.
Yeah. You know, we had the Iroquois discussion in the media room yesterday. It's very interesting because I've been getting people tweeting me and messaging me saying, why are the announcers saying Iroquois? Why are they saying Iroquois? And it's fascinating. It just goes to the diversity that we see at this tournament, because even amongst Canada and the States, I mean, for us in Canada, we find it very strange when you guys say Iroquois. We're Iroquois people, right? But I was talking to my American friends or my U.S.-based friends, and they said, you know, the one person who works for Lax All-Stars was saying, hey, you know, I've got some French background, as Katie Conwell was saying, I've got some French background, so Iroquois makes total sense to me, but I also grew up in the Syracuse area. Everybody says Iroquois. And I think the interesting thing for that to me is, hey, we're sitting here trying to pronounce names for people from Colombia and China, and I've done Japan and Slovakia and Finland and Czech Republic, and I've done called games for all these countries, and it's just pretty fascinating and really, I don't know, it's really moving and kind of humbling to see all these people here coming together for lacrosse.
Yeah, it's truly an awesome thing. Like, lacrosse is...
Speaking of awesome things, Tyler Chin from way outside, almost the restraining line, goes sidearm, and that was, again, perfectly placed just inside the post.
Just inside the post, low side, stick side by Tyler Chen. That was a great shot for him. I thought the goalie could have made that save, but he placed it pretty well.
Tyler Chin had 13 goals coming into this game, by far the leader for this Chinese club, and you can see why. That'll give him 15, because I believe he's got 2 today now.
Yes, Tyler Chen does have 2, and you can see he is their catalyst horse for this team.
Dai Yifan coming in with 6, Matthew Young with 8, and then nobody else with more than 2, so they really have their scoring centralized within a handful of players.
That was a big play for Colombia, getting that ball back on the legal procedure call.
Yeah, Colombia running into a bit of trouble here. I mean, they've had some chances, and it's not like they're being heavily outplayed. They're just not handling. It doesn't feel like they're valuing their possession quite the way their coaches would like. We have a timeout for Colombia to set things up.
Today's game is brought to you in part of Chrome Watches. Since 1955, Chrome Watch has adapted creatively and boldness as its.
Here, let me jump in. Today's game is brought to you in part by Corum Watches. Since 1955, Corum has adopted creativity and boldness as its guiding principles. Corum, the official timekeeper of the 2018 FIL World Championships. Learn more about Corum at www.corum-watches.com. That's www.corum-watches.com. I'm Stephen Stipp with Brandon Mager. Pleasure to have you along, and this is your debut today.
Yeah,
and,
it's my first time. It's a little nervous, but it's a great experience, and I just love seeing how all these countries, flew to Israel for arguably the largest world championship in FIL World Championship history.
Yeah, no argument about it. It is. The last one, 38 teams in Denver in 2014, was the largest. This is the largest now, and it's the largest we're going to have because there is going to be, moving forward, a qualifying process. It will be just 30 teams go to the World Championships in the future, starting with 2022 in Coquitlam, BC. And, there will be a qualifying process that hasn't quite been finalized to this point, I think. So teams are a little nervous about how that's going to play. But we talked earlier about how, they're going to be Asian championships and African championships and different regionals. And, it's pretty exciting. And I think that'll be half the fun, is just trying to get there.
I think that's a key factor, like you said. You add something like the African championship or a Copa America championship. And I think I really bring the sport up to a whole new level, just like they have in the Euros.
There's a chance. What a finish. Chucho Arias. Great moves.
I love how Arias just stayed with the ball in front of him. Even when it was knocked down, he was able to pick it up, put it right back in the net. That is something Colombia really needed now, being down by 2.
And the Chinese coaching staff getting on their guys. They weren't very happy with their spacing.
Well, I wouldn't be happy either. If you're right near the goalie, your job is to protect your goalie and to make sure that ball does not go back in the net. For a defensive team, and China really has to make up for that right here and right now.
So 2 minutes left in the opening quarter, and the ball pulled back out. Another face-off win for China. Matthew Jung with the ball. I'm becoming a Matthew Jung fan pretty quickly here.
Yeah, me too. He's playing offense, he's playing defense, he's getting those ground balls on the face-off. That's something you really need from your LSM.
He's actually listed as a defender. I mean, I've been calling him LSM too because he clearly is an LSM. He's playing midfield. He's going both ways. And again, setting himself on the crease. Not a very usual play.
Oh, there's a penalty right there on Colombia.
Boy, that might be another one.
And a goal there, too.
I haven't seen any officials throw their hands up yet, though.
A big goal by number 14, Jacob Tung. That was a really nice shot to get the ball off while, he had 2 guys on him.
Yeah, the goal has gone up. Okay, now, oh, no, see, the officials are discussing. They're going to have a chat. It has not been indicated as a goal. It has not been signaled. So the 2 referees are going to talk, decide the adjudication here. We had the penalty. There's the shot. You get a scoring chance. You get to continue play until a scoring chance or the ball gets on the ground as a ground ball. And it's a no goal. A goal.
I think what they were saying there is the goal will count, but it looks like the penalty
the penalty's waived off.
Waived off. With 58 seconds left, can Colombia get something going here?
And they should get the clock going here, actually. They don't need to wait for the face-off. Let's get her rolling.
That's true. In FIL rules, it is running time.
Yeah, the officials stopped it. They called it a ref's timeout to have their conference. We're going to just wait for the face-off.
Big win there by Zheng.
Again. I mean, he's been winning a lot of these clean. If not, he pulls them out. And Chin just gets anything that's near him, Chin or Jung. Just go and pick up the ball.
Yeah, no, those 2 guys are really stepping up for their team right now, really want to get this W for them.
And Andrew Song is up there in the offensive zone now, right around the crease. Another long pole.
I thought Andrew Song had a great year at Princeton, really stepped up as a true freshman and really showed that he is going to be one of their top defensemen for the next 3 years.
He is going to come back into his own zone now as we play the final 20 seconds of the first quarter.
China's holding the possession here, looking for those cutters.
Pass is too high for Chin. That's a big mistake. Now, will Colombia get a chance to get the ball up the field and have a shot? They've got 10 seconds to go. 8 seconds. Going for a run is Bobby Sun.
Oh, they lose the ball.
Strip. Chin has it. Oh, he can't quite get it. Bobby Sun gets it back. And that will do it for the first quarter. We are going to take a 7-minute break. And Brandon, you're going to zip over and find out who the Colombia goalie is, if it is indeed Nicolas Garzon, because we think it's Oscar Cifuentes, but he's wearing 24. So we're going to check that out for everybody. And Brandon, I'll let you run and do that. And we're going to take a break, everybody, and we'll be back in 7 minutes.
Today's forecast, always sunny. Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. Joe Walters is overrated.
Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
Fire! 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 Fire!
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade. Passion to protect.
She only went furniture shopping 3 days ago. There's no way it got there so quickly.
She said everything was available in stock, 3-day delivery.
Wow. Why didn't we get that?
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture? Raymore and Flanagan.
But I think it should go
Bigger selection. Better service. Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
No way your furniture's here already.
Raymore and Flanagan, 3-day delivery.
Do not mention delivery.
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture?
Let me show you.
Wow.
Raymore and Flanagan.
Have my new living room.
Bigger selection.
That is beautiful.
Better service.
Coming together, right?
No.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less.
Isn't it great?
That's what I needed.
Awesome.
Where'd you say she got her furniture from?
Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
Today's forecast, always sunny. Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably.
Follow signature on Instagram at Signature Lacrosse. Stay up to date on development and products like Match Match, the longest lasting, strongest performing mesh in the game. China with a big face-off right there, right to Chang.
Yeah, and Chin setting up once again on the offense. They'll take their time, but again, they're right into the offensive set, going after it. But 3 Chinese players stacked in the slot. They will gradually spread out. And this time they've got Andrew Song up there on the offensive zone. This long pole up in the front is just something they're going with as a regular feature. I'd be curious. We got to find out a little. Maybe at halftime we'll check if that's something they're doing regularly, because they definitely seem to be going most of the time. Now Andrew Song comes back and they do sub in a short stick, so they've got the 6 shorties.
Jacob Tung with the ball, moving it down. Found by Martin Ma. Martin, one of their top strong shooters who hit that pipe before, loses the ball but stays with it.
Pops out again. Ma having some trouble and some persistent defense there.
And Colombia picks up the big ground ball. Let's see what they can do with it.
Oh, Chin all over on the ride. He gets right on top of Charlie Suarez, and China gets it back immediately.
A big ground ball by Peter Ma. And here's Jacob Tong had the ball before.
Now Peter Ma will pass it over.
Oh,
to
great
Chin.
defense there.
Yeah, but Chin hangs onto the ball. He can handle a lot of bumping and grinding. Good work by Oscar Morales, but Chin gets by him.
Outside the net.
And the word is that Nicolas Garzon, number 24, is indeed in net. The Colombian goalies are injured. They're regular goaltenders, so Nicolas Garzon has stepped in, which is a huge disadvantage for the team having to go to their spare goalie, but he's doing all right here. I mean,
yeah, no, he's
a lot better than I'd be doing.
Yeah, no, he's definitely holding his own. I mean, look, you're coming from midfield, playing in that type of environment, especially in the cage, which is a very hard, I think it's the hardest position in lacrosse.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, in field lacrosse, there's so much relies on you. You got to stop the ball, but you also have to be like a quarterback or a point guard for the clear. You're directing traffic.
You're basically the field general in the game right now. So he's controlling where the defense has to go, who has to make that next coma slide, who's even got to fire to get up to the shooter.
Can really direct a coma slide though. That's got to be intuited.
Oh yeah.
If you're not doing it already, it's too late to tell somebody.
Yeah, no, you have to know when you have to go right away. Even when you don't think you have to go. If you feel you have to go, fire to that ball. Protect your goalie. Oh, what a hit!
Bobby's son down on the ground. Ball pops out. And Gonzalez jumps out there and gets involved. High risk, high reward, but Colombia momentarily came up with the ball. Now will be China getting possession once again. And we do have Bobby's son is down on the ground. Remember, he took that huge hit as he reached down for the ground ball when it was popped out of his stick.
It looked like it was a Colombia player.
Juan Lesmes. Oh, sorry, yeah, Juan Lesmes down on the ground.
Yeah, Juan took that big hit and looked like he landed pretty awkwardly. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, it could be the wind knocked out of him. It's, when you're extended and you land on the ground, it can really knock the air out of you. I talked to Austin Stotts after an Iroquois game the other night where he went down, looked like he was in a lot of pain, came off, and we saw him kind of stretching out, and I said, oh, it looks like he just had the wind knocked out of him. And I immediately corrected myself and said, not just. That is a devastating short-term injury. I mean, it's not even an injury. It's just an occurrence. I mean, they are stretching him out.
Yeah.
But everyone takes a knee.
I mean, when you talk about that game with Iroquois Canada, they're always going at it with each other. That's one of the top 3, maybe even top 2 rivalries in the FIL lacrosse world.
Lesmes gets back up.
A good sign for Colombia.
And he's making his way off under his own power, even bent over to pick up his stick. So that's a great sign.
It really is. The last thing you need is an injured player in a game like this when, you're just trying to play and trying to get better as a team.
Yeah. And it's interesting, I was talking to Austin Stotts, and I told him what I'd said. That I'd said, oh, he just had the wind knocked out of him, I think. And I said, no, not just. I said, it's debilitating when it happens. He said, Audie was like, I could not breathe. I could not breathe for the life of me for a little bit. You have to come off. And, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, you're fine. But it definitely stops you.
Yeah, no.
Chin taking his time. Go ahead.
Yeah. Taking hits like those in lacrosse in my days was not too much fun. Chin with the, oh, what a shot!
On the run, goes high to low, down to the corner, and just snipes that far spot. And China really rolling here. And, boy, it's...
That was a great run for Chin. He came around the corner, found the off stick like I've talked about, and just placed it where he needed to.
China is just all over Colombia. They are just constantly coming. I mean, in waves that they run at you, and they will constantly cycle people through the middle, and they're always cycling them through and then pulling them out to keep the defender's attention and their feet occupied. And boy, that is leaving Chin with some one-on-one matchups, and he's just too much to cover one-on-one.
Yeah, Colombia just switched off the face-off guy with a long stick, which is usually when they just want the long stick to stop the man from getting the fast break. But a legal procedure call for that hold there was not a good thing.
You do see some long sticks who are good on the face-off. I remember Ben Van Galen, who played for the Guelph Griffins, and seeing him in a Bagataway Cup Canadian University Field Lacrosse Association Championships, where he just dominated. He was playing long pole, playing LSM, dominating on face-offs, moving the ball up. I'm not going to say Brody Merrill-esque, but not far off it. That shot wide to the far side of the net by Peter Ma. But if you have a long stick who can do those kind of things, they can have such a huge impact on the game.
It's such a big impact, and it's also very rare to get a good face-off long stick midi.
Chin hands it off, and you can see they're looking to shoot at all times. Zhang Ziyan back to Chin. He's got the stick just up under his chin. Takes a chop there as he was falling down. The ball is loose. Scooped up nicely. Great job by Charlie Suarez. But there's the ride. They're right back on it.
A lot of big checks coming here right now.
This is almost like a box lacrosse game. It's constant, actually. It's heavy physicality.
Oh, yeah. These teams have been going at it from the first start of the whistle so far.
Oscar Morales picks up that ground ball, tosses it across. And Sergio Castaño will set things up. We're going to keep our eyes out to see if Juan Lesmes comes back out onto the field. Certainly hoping for the best for him. Can't see him over in the tent right now along the Colombian sideline.
Yeah, Colombia has really got to find a way to get back on this board. They're down by 4, and you really need a goal out of this scenario right now. Coming down wide.
Yeah, the sidearm rip just goes a little bit wide. I think I got a little bit of a mic connection issue. There we go. Good to go. Here's Chucho Arias trying to find his way out from below the GLE.
Yeah, Chung's playing really good defense here right now and making sure he does not get above GLE.
He really didn't. He was just keeping him down. Now spin and reversal by Sebastian Lesmes.
Moving that.
Just in case you're just hearing Lesmes and thinking, no, they are not the same Lesmes. Lesmes is one who went off with that injury. Sebastian is still out on the field.
A big turnover there. Oh, and China kept it. China's coming down. Colombia. Here comes a shot. Big goal for Colombia. Alex Mendel with a big turnover to pick up that ball going towards the net. That's what I was talking about before. Colombia needed a goal. Mendel comes up. Big time goal for them. China coming on to the faceoff. Now the new faceoff man, Tony Wen, going against number 69.
There's Ryan Ceballos, who has stepped in for a couple of faceoffs for Colombia. Harley Humphrey.
Yeah,
we haven't seen him out for a bit. Humphrey is actually standing on the sideline with his helmet off and a Colombian flag draped around his shoulders. So
another hold for Colombia. That's not good for them right now.
It looks like attrition starting to take a bit of a toll on Colombia here.
Here's China now. with Tong with the ball. He's driving to the net. Oh, what a goal by Tong! Using speed and power.
Great response for China as they drive in off right after the goal from Colombia, and that's pretty disheartening for a club like Colombia. They work so hard to go out, they get the goal, and right off the following face-off, Tong just bullies his way through.
Yeah, that's a stab in the heart for them. That's something that, you score a goal, you want to get that next stop to try to get to the comeback started, but, Tong really stuck it to them right there.
Ceballos lining up against Tony Wen. The official steps in to make sure they're lined up. Oh, it's going to be a procedure call against Tony Wen as he was planted wrong. So here comes Ceballos. He's going to let it go. There's a nice save. And we will go back the other way. Don Gu makes the pass out. You're going to go back to Gu. And ahead to Andrew Song. See if Song can find something. He's got a man on the far side. And just like that, China breaks the ride, clears it up, and they're going to go immediately into the attack. Peter Ma. And you can see that again, China just constantly going to the net. This is one of the fastest paced, most exciting games I think we've seen in this tournament because there's no downtime.
No, absolutely not. And China's really using their speed to their advantage. And I think that's where Colombia's having trouble right now, is really keeping up with the Chinese team.
Henry Hu with the ball for China. He's going to cycle around, throws it behind the net, and it's picked up there by Jacob Tong. This is one of the slower periods that we've actually had in the game, just as we talk about how it's constant action. Now Tyler Chin, though, is going to go to the net. Sees some slide help waiting, so he didn't come. He's got Colombian defenders turn their head and passes it out to the slot. There's a shot by Martin Ma. China will get the ball back.
Looks like a timeout here for China.
Yeah, we have reached the media timeout, actually, at the midway point of this second quarter.
Today's game is brought to you part by JBC Money, the money transfer specialist for private and corporate clients, starting saving today with a bank besting exchange rates, no fees or commissions on your international money transfer needs. With the support for 60 different currencies, you can learn more at jbcmoney.com.
Yeah, 60 currencies, pretty cool. You can go and get lots of whatever you're not going to have 60 currencies. No. I wouldn't think. I don't have 60 currencies, but
I certainly do not have.
I've got a few. I mean, I got a little collection going because I was in Prague in April for the e-box tournament in Alice Robeski, so I've got some Karunas and some Czech Karunas, and I've got some pounds.
Okay.
Or some euros, sorry, from last year, going over to Finland. I don't have any shekels with me, actually.
You don't have any shekels.
Haven't shekelized yet.
You're in Israel, and you don't
I know.
Have any
well,
shekels.
there were issues with getting some shekels for me.
Oh,
and then I haven't actually had time over the last few days, just going field to field to field, doing games and scheduling, and it's been a pretty busy experience. But what a fabulous experience to be part of this World Championships. You got a chance. How long have you been here, Brandon?
I've been here since July 1st, but this is actually my fourth time in the country of Israel.
Okay. What brought you over? Was it Birthright originally, or?
So my fourth time here was actually I was part of the Israel IPLL Lacrosse League. I was there, played with them 2 years ago. Got an invite to come back to be part of this, and it's an amazing experience. And to be in a country like Israel, where there's so much history and so much love in this country. I can't see why you don't want to come here. Like I tell people, whatever you see on the news, ignore that. You must come to this country.
Yeah, come on over to Israel. Come and see us here. And, right now the focus obviously is lacrosse. We have 46 countries here in this stadium. And the cool thing, when you walk around, there's the vendor village, and they're selling gear and there's food and stuff. But you go up behind there are teams that are staying on the institute, in the apartments and things, and the dormitories. And it's great. You see them walking around, going to the cafeteria, but they're also interacting with each other. And there's so many countries. I mean, you see, run down the list. I run into Austria and Switzerland and the Netherlands and Norway and Germany, and you just go Finland, everyone walking around. And last night they had the after party, the post-game party in the tent the beer tent behind, they're calling it, over in an old stone amphitheater. Gorgeous. And I don't know how old it is. Probably a few hundred years old. That stone amphitheater, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's the game playing up on the big screen, and the Netherlands getting changed to have their showers post game. I mean, it's a little crazy, but it's such a melting pot here, and we are having a blast. I'm Steven Stamp with Brandon Mager. Thanks so much for being with us, lacrosse friends, at the 2018 FIL World Championships here in Netanya. Brought to you on the ESPN family of networks. China slowing things down a little bit. Victor Liu will throw it in behind, and Martin Ma. They keep it moving. There's Tyler Chin, the focal point with the ball up at the top. We're about 9.5 minutes to go in the first half here. 7-3, China leading Colombia. Stick gets a little bit up on the head of Chin, but he spins through the defenders. There's a big forecheck. What a bomb of a hit by Jacob Tang.
Big ground ball there by number 14, Jacob Tong.
Yeah, sorry, Tong, not Tang. And Tong with a huge hit that just knocked a Colombian player off the battle, and then they're able to come up with possession. And again, they go to it. Now the ball pops free, but again, immediately they were on it. That time it was Henry Hu.
Ball's on the play. Another ground ball for China.
Boy, China wins ground ball after ground ball. It's because of their tenacity. They just go after it. As soon as the ball, there's a shot. Nice save. I think it's in your stick, partner. It is. It is stuck in there. What a save. Nicolas Garzon makes the stop. It got caught up in the throat of his stick. He couldn't even see where it was.
That's usually a very rare occasion, too.
Yeah. I can't think of seeing a goaltender where it got stuck right up in the throat like that, where he couldn't even tell it was there.
Yeah, no, I've seen times where a goalie's made a save and it's got caught in the
Oh, what a hit. That's Tyler Chin. He's not just a scorer. That's a perfect body check. Pretty much just let the player run into him, but took the one step, and it leads to the sidearm rip by Henry Hu, and that is a gorgeous blast.
It all starts, though, by Tyler Chen getting that ground ball in with that big hit, finding Hu right on the doorstep for the goal.
So 8-3, we've got 8 minutes to go in the first half. We'll go back to the faceoff dot. Can't really call it the X here because these fields don't actually have X's.
Yeah.
Which is fine with me. I like just the dot.
Yeah, that's okay as well. Looks like Zhang is back on the faceoff after Wang taking the last couple ones. He's been dominant on the faceoff X.
He's been unbelievable. We'll see what Ceballos can do against him. Oh, my goodness, that's a quick clamp. And he's busy looking at the official for a call, but fights through. Now it's stripped loose.
You can't do that in lacrosse. If the call's not called, you got to keep playing the game.
Alex Mandel almost comes up with it, but he falls down. It's loose in the corner. It looks like Matthew Young will come up with it. Throws it back to his keeper, Don Gu. And again, China pushing the pace off the field. And right away, they get it to Li Dasan.
Cool. Tong with the ball right now, looking for that possession time as we talked about, because the ball in the possession on the offense is a huge factor for them, and they've been crushing it right there.
China substituting a couple of players. They do have Andrew Song going off. It almost looks odd for China now when they don't have a long pole out in the offense.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when having Chung or Song playing with their long sticks on the offensive end.
Rotating around the outside. Tong dives to the net, goes for a little backhand whip as he's spinning through the air. Crease call, so Colombia gets possession, and they'll be able to clear. Santiago Concha.
Looking to clear that ball right now.
There's Chin right on him, though, and again, China with the huge pressure, and that causes the turnover. You can see Giovanni Garcia, good work trying to get out. He breaks through some pressure, but then the pass doesn't quite connect.
Looks like there's a timeout call by Colombia. Looks like they're going to go over that situation with that turnover.
Yeah, I actually thought it was Chinese ball because I thought that Colombia had thrown the ball out of play, but I think they're going to say it was tipped by a Chinese player.
Today's game is brought to you part by
Celebrate.
Celebrate everywhere, every day. Communication are turning into Celebrate, leading to digital.
Let me jump in for a sec, all right? Yeah. Today's game is brought to you in part by Celebrate. Everywhere, every day, communities are turning to Celebrate's leading digital intelligence solutions to make a safer world more possible. Visit Celebrate.com to see how. And Gladiator Lacrosse makes equipment designed and perfected by lacrosse players, specifically for lacrosse players seeking to take their game to the next level. Go visit gladiatorlacrosse.com to find out more about their products and their wares. And Brandon Mager, it's been quite a game here. Colombia, not too bad. I mean, Colombia is a solid developing team. We mentioned they were 35th in the world in their first World Championships in Denver. China was 31st. You can see both these teams developing, but I mean, China, it's just the relentlessness with which they play is really impressive. I mean, this is not they're not skyrocketing up the standings, but they certainly let people know when they're playing against them because they have no back down.
Oh no, absolutely not. This Chinese team, all tournament have been showing they are here to get better. They are here to show China is going to be on the map in maybe 5 to 10 years down the road. So, it's really great. Like I said, it's great for the sport, especially in China, for it to grow there.
Yeah, and again, some folks coming in. Obviously, Edwin Yu, the head coach, but again, Billy Colmel and Reed Reinhold. And I'm more familiar with Reed than some of the other guys, but both of us being Canadians and from Ontario. Well, he's actually a BC guy who's relocated to Ontario because he is in grad school at Western University in London. And that is where he is the reigning midfielder of the year in CUFLA, the Canadian University Field Lacrosse Association. Strong CUFLA representation. I'm pretty proud of CUFLA. I'm the communications coordinator and involved with the executive, and it's some good lacrosse. And another CUFLA player, Latrell Harris, is actually playing for Team Canada. That is not that usual for CUFLA to have a player on the Canadian team. And I'll tell you, Latrell Harris, who's a solid CUFLA player, but he was a freshman last year for the Brock Badgers, he is ripping it up for Team Canada. What an athlete.
Yeah, he's been having himself a tournament, been showing people that he's here to play. It's not just guys like Mark Matthews and Wesley Berg. He is here to show he is ready to play in these big-time games.
That pass just doesn't connect. I don't think that Zheng Ziyan was ready for that one. And Latrell Harris, by the way, is 19 years old.
Yeah, that's just insane.
It's not fair.
And he's going against guys like Paul Rabel and Fletcher and all those guys who've been playing lacrosse for years, and this kid's a 19 going against men.
And has no fear, no back down. Here comes a chance for Colombia. Nice feed through. Oh, that's just a great play. Nice patience by Bobby's son to make that pass across, and then the finish by Curtis Shun. And Curtis Shun, we actually were told wasn't playing today, but it looks like he is drawn in. Game time decision. Oh, I'm looking on the wrong side of the sheet again. Great patience by Juan Lesmez to pass it over to Gio Rendon. And Rendon just tucks it over the head of the Chinese goaltender, Don Gu.
That was just a great fast break, moving the ball quick, finding the open guy, putting it back in the net. Now, let's see if Colombia can get another one here.
And we do apologize we are going to stumble on names a little bit now and then. There are 46 teams at this tournament, as we mentioned, which is fantastic. Really fun watching these guys play. But at the same time, I did not memorize 46 rosters of 23 players each, because that's around 1,100 names, plus coaches and things. So we do apologize for the odd stumble, but we are enjoying this. And I'll tell you, some of these guys, I'm not going to forget Tyler Chin readily. He has the ball now, and he will spin around and get a shot off. There's a nice save by Nico Garzón. And again, Garzón, a midfielder who has stepped into the cage because of injuries on Colombia's roster. And wow, that's a big job. Another save. What a great job.
I love the fact that this kid, always a midfielder, decided, hey, I got to step up. Someone's got to step up for this team. I'm going to step in goal. And I think he's having a heck of a day so far, making some big saves and trying to keep Colombia in this game.
Nice pass ahead to get it to Marcus Wynn, who came back to help out his teammates. Great awareness to see him cutting, because when that pass was thrown, Wynn was not open yet. It's like a quarterback throwing his receiver open. You toss it to the spot where he's going to be, and Wynn running through all kinds of pressure. Huge hit, and now Colombia was frustrated because they thought that Wynn had been fouled and there should have been a penalty, and kind of agree with him, but then the huge hit by Ceballos.
little controversy
Yeah.
here between the two teams. But I was a head shot. You can't do that in the game of lacrosse, especially with all the concussions these days. In not only just lacrosse, but in football, soccer, and other sports. It's a very, very big topic.
And while we're speaking of protecting players, I was going to say the game is brought to you in part. Where is it? You can get a competitive edge by upgrading to a Sisu, the official mouthguard of the 2018 World Championships. Sisu offers more protection with less mouthguard, so you can talk, breathe, and drink with no problem. Learn more at sisuguard.com. That's SISU guard.com. Felt like a good time to read that one in because they're really good mouth guards. I've been talking to people, and they're just saying they're great mouth guards. You can speak, you can do things, but they really protect you. And people think about helmets, which are important, but mouth guards are probably equally or almost as important in terms of concussion and brain injury management as are helmets. And so get your Sisu mouth guard. Here we are, 5-on-5. Why does Colombia not have a sixth player out? They do not have a penalty that I can see. Am I missing something?
I guess there was.
Hold on, they're stopping the clock, and the officials are coming out to chat. There are 5 Chinese players on the field. Ceballos should have been in the penalty box.
It looks like there might have been an unsportsmanlike conduct before that kind of canceled out that penalty.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of talking right now with the referees, trying to see what is going on and what is the call.
Which is good. You want to communicate. You want to make sure you get things straight. At the same time, though.
Well,
Colombia goes to the man advantage.
Let's see if they can execute it on this play with 2 minutes left, or 2 minutes and 23 left in the second quarter.
You should have waited one more second. It's cool to say 2:22. It's fun.
Yeah.
Colombia moving the ball around the outside, bounces away momentarily from Matt Schuler, but he does recover no problem, gets over to Alex Mandel. That pass, though, will not connect, and it will become China's ball. And the Chinese penalized player, Jacob Tong, is on his knee. Well, the player coming out of the penalty bench is over, and he will step in. We are back to even strength, so a good penalty kill by China as we've got 1:50 to go here in the first half. I'm Steven Stamp with Brandon Mager at the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
this is good.
Are.
You're really good at this, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I think I've kind of been...
Open net. The shot, what a save. Hustling back, Don Gu. That's an incredible save, and then great defense as there was a wide open look for Gio Rendon. And that shot by Chucho Arias, he can't believe it. He thought he had open net. Don Gu with maybe the save of the tournament because I think he was like Superman flying across in front of the net. He made that save in midair.
It's amazing. Some of these goalies are so athletic, they can make that save at the right time. And just, wow, my mind is blown.
Somebody get that up on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat.
And Facebook.
And Facebook. Facebook for sure. And Twitter, because I feel like it gets out quicker with Twitter.
It definitely
Facebook's
does.
good, though. Good viewership. You get a nice video situation.
Here's Song.
Share it, man. Share it.
Here's Song now with the ball, looking for an opportunity.
Oh,
He drops it at midfield.
He started to slow down and then realized he had some space, started to run, and just kind of lost concentration on the ball for a sec. Nice pass across. There's Arias. What a finish. Great pass on the run by Alex Mandel. And that, we talked a little while ago about it being like throwing a receiver open. He led Chucho Arias perfectly with that pass. We could just run onto the ball.
He did, and that turnover at the midfield line was a huge thing for Colombia. Picking up, driving it down, looking for that open man, way to finish it. They're now only down by 3.
10 seconds to go in the half. Not sure how much time we'll have after the faceoff. Looks like the officials may just let it wind down. Yeah, they're not going to take the draw. They're just going to let it go to the halftime. So it will be 8-5 for China at the half. And I'll tell you, through early on, it definitely looked like China was in control of this. They led 6-2 at one point. They led 8-3. Now we're at 8-5, and Colombia just looking like they've got the...
Today's forecast, always sunny. Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Today's forecast, always sunny.
Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. Joe Walters is overrated.
Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
Fire! 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 Fire!
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade. Passion to protect.
She only went furniture shopping 3 days ago. There's no way it got there so quickly.
She said everything was available in stock, 3-day delivery.
Wow. Why didn't we get that?
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture? Raymore and Flanagan.
But I think it should go
Bigger selection.
there. Gentlemen.
Better service.
Yeah.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
No way your furniture's here already.
Raymore and Flanagan, 3-day delivery.
Do not mention delivery.
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture?
Let me show you. Wow.
Raymore and Flanagan.
Have my new living room.
Bigger selection.
That is beautiful.
Better service.
Come together, right?
No.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less.
Isn't it great?
That's what I needed.
Awesome.
Where'd you say she got her furniture from?
Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
Today's forecast, always sunny.
Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. Joe Walters is overrated.
Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
Fire! 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 Fire!
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade. Passion to protect.
She only went furniture shopping 3 days ago. There's no way it got there so quickly.
She said everything was available in stock, 3-day delivery.
Wow. Why didn't we get that?
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture? Raymore and Flanagan.
But I think it should go
Bigger
over
selection.
there. Oh, gentlemen.
Better service.
Yeah.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
No way your furniture's here already.
Raymore and Flanagan, 3-day delivery.
Do not mention delivery.
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture?
Let me show you.
Wow.
Raymore and Flanagan.
Have my new living room.
Bigger selection.
That is beautiful.
Better service.
Come together, right?
No.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less.
Isn't it great?
That's what I needed.
Awesome.
Where'd you say she got her furniture from?
Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
Today's forecast, always sunny.
Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. Joe Walters is overrated.
Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
Fire!
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade. Passion to protect.
She only went furniture shopping 3 days ago. There's no way it got there so quickly.
She said everything was available in stock, 3-day delivery.
Wow. Why didn't we get that?
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture? Raymore and Flanagan.
But I think it should go
Bigger selection.
over there. Gentlemen.
Better service.
Yeah.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
No way your furniture's here already.
Raymore and Flanagan, 3-day delivery.
Do not mention delivery.
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture?
Let me show you. Wow.
Raymore and Flanagan.
Have my new living room.
Bigger selection.
That is beautiful.
Better service.
Come together, right?
No.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less.
Isn't it great?
That's what I needed.
Awesome.
Where'd you say she got her furniture from?
Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
Today's forecast, always sunny.
Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Custom manufactured lacrosse heads that represent the style and individuality that you bring to the game. You shouldn't have to be Picasso in order to have a custom head. Check out sidewalls.com for official 2018 FIL World Championship heads and more. That's sidewalls.com. Sidewalls spelt with a Z instead of an S at the end. And, China taking control early really looked like their waves of attackers were just too much, both attacking in the sense of on offense and attacking on defense. Every ground ball, every play time Colombia had the ball, they're going after them. But Colombia has really started to turn the tide a bit.
Yeah, no, Colombia, I'm sure at halftime had their talk like, hey, we have 2 quarters left. Let's try to keep battling with China and let's try to make this a comeback and keep playing with them through the end. And there's Chung with the big ground ball.
Nice save there. Down at that end by Garzon, the fill-in goaltender. If you weren't with us before, the Colombian goaltender's injured, so Nico Garzon has stepped in and done a pretty fair job, certainly getting more comfortable in the role as he goes along, as you'd expect.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's really stepping up today, and he's holding his own, especially going against firepowers from guys like Tyler Chang.
Colombia with the slow, that goes straight to Tyler Chin. This is a problem, and it's a goal. You knew that was going in. Tyler Chin is not going to be stopped very often when he's naked on the crease.
Yeah, no, you can't stop that, and that was just a great ride for him and finishing it, putting it back, and that was just a great overall way to get the ball back and to put it back in the back of the net.
Yeah, the pressure. I think it was it Martin Ma that was on top on the ride there that caused that turnover?
I think so. That was a huge turnover, though.
Yeah. It was pressure again. What we've been talking about, China immediately pressures the ball as soon as they turn the ball over. They're looking to get it back. Ceballos, we'll see if he can get a draw here. It seemed unlikely the way that Zheng Xian has been playing, and there's Xian with another one.
He's just been dominating on the face-off X all game.
That low pass, the skipper is getting it away. Tong can't get it.
Not the best way to try to stop the ball. You got to try to get your full body on that, and that could cost them.
He didn't have any skip, though, so I'm not sure how much it would have helped anyway. But now, again, Tong right there on the ride. The aggressive forechecking approach of this China club, and you can see Colombia will just calm things down, and they will, there's a shot that slid up a little bit high. Alex Mandel going for a run. Gets through, weaves his way through about 4 white shirts, then passes it off. Gio Rendon will lob it across to Marcus Wynn. Let's see what Wynn can create. He's been pretty quiet today, which is kind of a good sign for them that they've been able to creep back a little bit into it, because if he can get rolling with how dangerous, you got to figure that it's going to substantially help this Colombia team.
Yeah, I think China's done a really good job in forcing other Colombian players to get the shot on goal, and Song is really doing a good job on Win today.
There's some solid defense again, as you said, by Andrew Song. The Princeton rising sophomore Andrew Song, number 19, on Win.
He's playing excellent defense on him right now, not letting him get above GLE, really pressuring. And what
There's
a great
the slide for the double team. That is just excellent work. Who was that coming? That was Zhou Zhendong. And again, China all over, but Colombia fighting for it. But there were 4 white jerseys around 2 red ones, which generally means the 4 will win. But it bounces off a Chinese player, and Marcus Wynn will start with possession for Colombia.
That was a big ride for Colombia to get the ball back, and especially now trying to regroup on offense. Let's see what they can get going over here.
Danny Rodriguez going for a drive in from the top. He fights his way through originally. The shot goes wide. Originally, it looked like he'd been stood up by Zhou Zhendong, but he did find his way through.
And not the best shot to take there. If anything, try to relax and move the ball around. Create the opportunity.
Marcus Wynn, triple teamed, hits the man up front. Danny Rodriguez trying to get out to the ball, but it was in the stick of the goaltender, Don Gu, who throws it ahead and is grabbed there. Martin Ma. The Chinese so aggressive going after the ball and so just relentless, as we've said, about getting pressure on the ball, on the man. They spin Tong, trying to get away from Giovanni Garcia. He's going to circle it back up, and Tyler Chin takes the pass. Watched there by Charlie Suarez. Long lob pass over, and Zheng Xian. Oh, lever pass, but it was a little bit away. Nicely picked up, but just missing the shot was Martin Ma. China will once again get possession, though, and Tong will toss it up to the top.
Yeah, China's doing a really good job keeping that ball in the offensive end, really trying to find an opportunity. Looking for the shot, nothing there. Moving around to Zhang. This would not be a good move to go against the long pole right now. You want to find a matchup going against the short stick.
If you can. I mean, there's 4 poles out there. You got to go against them sometimes.
Yeah. Well, the strategy in lacrosse is you want to try to find that matchup with the short stick.
Yeah. Matthew Young, the long pole out there, is going to pass it off and then set a pick. Tyler Chin tries to roll off it, but Suarez fought through it well. And they're slowing things down a little bit as they substitute. They don't sub the long pole out. The long pole stays. This is China. We keep our long poles on the field. Matthew Jung.
Oh, here comes the double now here.
And still Tyler Chin able to get the shot off. And he's yanking on his face mask. First a little tug on the face mask to show that he thought he'd been contacted. And then a yank to really emphasize the point.
He's one heck of a player.
He really is.
He's really playing hard today for China, and you can see he is absolutely one of their leaders, one of their top goal scorers.
Chin carrying it again over the top. Nice work, though, by Suarez to stay with him, forcing the matter out. Here comes Peter Wang.
You can tell in Chung's eyes, he really wants that ball back in his stick.
That is Tong. Sorry, that's Zhang Jian.
Comes. Chang on the run, the shot.
Oh, beauty. What a bouncer. Tyler Chin on the run. And, I mean, that wasn't bad defense.
No, it wasn't. Colombia showed that they were really pressuring. They were really trying to get to the slide quick. But, Chang, once again, getting right to that goal on the bouncer.
And it looks like Ryan Ceballos had a bit of a stick issue, which may have partly opened up the chance to shoot that ball because Ceballos just walked to about 20 feet from the sideline and did a gentle helicopter with his 6-foot pole over to the sidelines and then walked over and assistant coach handed him his backup pole. We are 7 minutes into the third quarter. It's 10-5. China now leading. And another face-off win by Zhang Jian.
Zhang is just having an amazing day right now in the
He's been great.
He's got to be around like the 90% mark.
And again, if you're wondering why Harley Humphrey isn't out there contesting them, he is on the sideline with his helmet off and a Colombian flag draped around his shoulders, clearly dinged up. I think he's been one of the guys. I mean, there's so many guys as the tournament goes on that are battling little nicks, and he tried going today, and he is just looks like he's out for the day at least.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for Colombia. He's, one of, like you said, one of the top face-off guys in this tournament. So for losing him, the other guys have to step up now.
Here goes China, and we've got the ambient mic down below us. We were up in the tower, and you're picking up a lot of the fans calling. They are very specific about what they want these players to do. They're yelling out to like Charlie Suarez, and there's a lot of Colombians, in the Colombian fans in the stands down to our left. And it's kind of funny to hear the directions now and then.
They're very into this
game. Very passionate.
Very passionate. They're passionate people, love really anything, whatever sport they're playing. And I love the fact that lacrosse is becoming one of those sports in Colombia.
That's true. The Colombians are huge sports folks. I mean, you think of them as football fans, and all the World Cup exploits and calamities that they've gone through. But here they are picking up lacrosse and just loving the sport. And frankly, why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah, I mean, look.
Great pass and a quick release. That is Jacob Tong, who just catches it. The pass was maybe a touch behind where he was expecting it, but he had it up by the ear, and the pass being about 6 or 8 inches behind actually got him loaded up when it got in his stick, and he rips it.
Yeah, you always want to have your stick by your ear ready to show your teammate, like, hey, I want the ball. I'm ready to shoot. And that was just a perfect example right there.
So China goes up 11-5.
For a delay of game call right there.
Colombia pointing out, hey, just people are so helpful to the officials.
They absolutely are.
That's delay a game there, sir. we're trying to play, and that game's being delayed right there.
Here comes China on that ground ball, and big possession again. Zhang is just having a great day on the face-off act.
Yeah, Zhou Zhendong helps him out there by going and picking it up. Ball still loose, though, after it hits the ground, and everyone battling for it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a big hit. Yeah, ground ball push. You can hit somebody when the ball is on the ground. You got that 9-foot radius, but not from behind.
No, yeah, that's the rules in that is you have to have the shoulder in front of the player, not from the behind part. Ground ball there. Ooh, another big hit. China's really coming out firing right now.
And there's another one chopping down and causing the turnover. That time, it was Bobby Fang who just got there. Number 25 got there, got the pressure on, got the stick-on-stick check, and just knocked the ball loose.
Yeah. Again, China's doing a great job getting the ball back, really riding and pressuring the Colombians. They're doing such a great job in the access, and they're destroying their defense because they're on defense for, half the time in this quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's one factor. It wears on you, even if you're not. I mean, China moves so much that Colombia has to be active on defense. I mean, just being there, just having to follow, constantly turn to keep an eye on your man is challenging. But then China running and running forces the Colombians to just keep moving. Here they cut out a jumping shot. Doesn't quite connect for Jacob Tong. Flag coming as Tong winds up on the ground. That will be the chance they get. And we will go to China power play, an interference call. And we are at the media timeout here in the midway point of the third quarter. This is a fast-moving game.
This game is brought to you in part by New Balance Lacrosse. Wear what the world's best are wearing. A cleat design specifically for lacrosse. The all-new Freeze 2.0 gets more information through the new MB Lacrosse Instagram account and shop at newbalance.com/lacrosse.
Nice work. You know what? I've read that thing about, 40 times in this tournament, and almost every time I've said NBL. No, it's NB Lacrosse because it's the three capitals, and you nailed it. First time, boom. Man, we're going to be switching chairs. I'm going to be subbing for you in here, and you're going to be in charge of this whole thing.
I'm not at that point yet. I got to keep working for that.
I like that you said yet, and you're on your way. You get it, man. This is an up-and-comer Brandon Mager, the broadcaster of the future in the game of lacrosse. I'm Steven Stamp joining him, and with 15 markets across the United States, we want to let you know 3D Lacrosse is America's premier provider of lacrosse training and player development services, including box field hybrid training, select travel teams, team tournaments, recruiting showcases, leagues, and more. Visit 3dlacrosse.com today. And Maverick Lacrosse is proud to be the official social responsibility partner of the 2018 FIL World Championships with best-in-class design and input from the game's top players. Maverick is on a tireless mission to offer innovative, high-performance products. Nothing should get in the way of an athlete playing at their best. See more by following Maverick Lacrosse on Instagram, Maverick Lacrosse, powered by the player. We're midway through the third here, and man, it's going fast. Like, I love the game of field lacrosse. It's a lot of fun. I'm from a box background, so there are times when I think, let's go. And I know it's part of the strategy, and there's reason and logic to the way that teams structure themselves and the way that they move. But this is such a high octane game. It is a blast to see the constant activity and this relentlessness that China is bringing to this game.
Yeah, China's really coming out hot, ready to play. And it's funny you say box lacrosse. A lot of players from the international field do play box lacrosse, and when it transitions to the field, you do see the similarities from box and field. And that's why you look at a team like the Czech Republic, known as a box lacrosse team, coming here onto the field, so people are questioning and see how they were going to be. And I think they've handled themselves pretty well.
Yeah, I think if you talk to them, they'd be pretty disappointed in a couple of their games. I think they had higher expectations for themselves. The Czechs did, and I mean, I've known the Czechs for several years now. A lot of the people involved in the the players and the management, great people since the 2015 World Championships on the Onondaga Nation down in upstate New York, and just great people who are super committed to the game of box lacrosse. And I think they would be a little bummed that they haven't performed better here, but those skills do transfer over. Vice versa to an extent. I think most people, guys like Matt Brown, the coach at Denver, and a lot of leading John Tanowski, so many coaches will say, go and play box lacrosse in your summers.
An example, you look at the Thompson brothers who play for the Georgia Swarms, one
Yep.
of the top teams in the NLL right now.
And the Saskatchewan Rush. Don't forget Jeremy.
Of course, and Jeremy
Yeah.
Thompson.
I mean, the other three are with Georgia. That pass gets away from Zhenjiang. But, yeah, all of them. I mean, Jeremy's the oldest of the Thompson brothers and plays for Saskatchewan, where he just won another NLL Cup championship. And then, of course, in order they go Heine and then Miles and then Lyle, the baby, who, boy, he may just be the best of the bunch, right? He is something. And by the best of the bunch, I don't just mean among the Thompsons. He may be the best lacrosse player in the world right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's in that debate conversation with the Gate brothers and the Powell brothers, even Paul Rabel right now. So
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think obviously the Gates and the Powell's not playing now. I think Paul Rabel is probably. I mean, he's still a terrific player, but if you're looking at the best in the world right now, at this moment, across the sport of lacrosse, you got to think Tom Schreiber.
Oh, absolutely.
You got Mark Matthews does it, a great box player, does a lot of good things in field as well. But I mean, Lyle Thompson does it all, everywhere, up and down the floor, up and down the field, in all facets. Neat little fact, as Tyler Chin takes a second, Lyle Thompson this year became the first National Lacrosse League player to ever lead his team in scoring, loose balls, and caused turnovers. He's a forward, and he caused so many turnovers. He led the team. I believe it was 18. Don't have the stats in front of me, but
he's a heck of an athlete.
Oh my goodness!
And whenever you watch him, his brothers or his cousin Ty play,
yeah,
it's like magic. It's
it
truly
is
unremarkable when you watch them play.
And the joy that they show in the game, I love it. I love watching the Thompsons. They're great guys. Love chatting with them. And Heine is playing with a long pole this year after he's been an attack forward kind of guy most of his career. And in the last couple of years at the Lacrosse All-Stars North American Invitational, he's played net for the Thompson brothers team, and he's not bad at it. There's a pass out top. China trying to get a little pressure going now. The ball pops loose, and who gets it? Tyler Chin. If it's not Tyler Chin, it's Zhen Ziang. That one's just a little bit wild. We almost had another pole goal. Matthew Young getting after it.
Oh, he's just having a great day. Like I said, he wants that ball in his stick. He wants to prove long sticks are just as big scorers as a short stick.
You've said he's having a great day about a few of these Chinese players. Absolutely true. No question. They're having quite a game.
Marcus on the ball, looking to clear the ball now, using his speed. And there's a flag down on China, looking to get over that midline, try to.
And they lose the stick. Yeah, the wrap check attempt there by Henry Hu, and he just tosses his stick over center field.
And there's another flag.
Flag's down now. Was that two penalties? Two holding penalties on Henry Hu. They were announced separately, so that's going to be 30 seconds and 30 seconds for Henry Hu back to back. So it's going to be almost like a 1 minute non-releasable here that score in the first 30 seconds. They'll still Colombia will have another chance to go again. Be interesting to see in this case, because normally with the 1 minute non-releasable, if you score, you take the timeout. You go and try, and so you stop the clock in the running time. But now, if you score in the 30, you're going to want to take that time out.
Colombia now moving the ball here. Looking for the rotation here, trying to get China off their feet. Here's the shot.
Just an outside rip. Not sure that's the shot they were looking for. You do have limited time if you want to take advantage of that situation. But like we talked about, the 2:30s, but you're better off, I think, to wait, even if it goes into the second 30-second penalty, and get a bit more high percentage shot. Big trick. Oh. Just as I'm giving Matt Schuler credit for the big check on the shoulder.
You had all three flags come out of that.
They're everywhere. They're going to have a chat about this. Make sure, because they could all be for the same play. They could be for different things. We'll see how many penalties come out of this. So that will pretty much do it for the Colombian advantage.
I mean, Colombia has also today just been, the penalties have been tough on them. Each time they've gotten one, China's capitalized on their mistakes.
So it is just the one, right? Just the one, the technical push call. And it's on Matt Schuler. I kind of like the hit. But again, that's the box guy in me. So 5-on-5 in the offensive zone for the moment, and Tyler Chin waiting. And now we'll see the Chinese player get up out of the box. Again, Henry Hu seats his spot, and now China goes to the attack on the man up. Limited time to work with it. Comes across to Tong. Zhang Ziyan. Down low, nice pass. Oh, big save. Or was that the post that got that one for Nico Garzon?
I think it was the save and the post on that.
Nice. The combination. Just got enough. They say sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I think Garzon was pretty good there. Got a little luck thrown in.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing with him right now is he's keeping his body up. He's staying his body up, keeping that ball from preventing going in the net. Again, I think he's having a pretty good day.
Another strip there by the Chinese. Again, Bobby Fang turning that one over. Another guy you can say is having a good day. This team is just playing very well.
Overall, the Chinese team is playing an unbelievable game plan. They're really pressuring out on Colombia. Their offense is moving the ball essentially well, and they're finding their opportunities today.
And we've got 3.5 minutes, 3:40 to go here in the third quarter, and there's been no cessation of their aggressiveness. China just keeps pushing and pushing. That takes not just the mental will to do it, but fitness and toughness, because we're like 8 days into this tournament. This is China's 6th game, I believe, is it not? Let's check.
Here comes Chang with the ball, looking for the shot. Nothing there. Oh, flips it up to Chung. Right to Hua. The shot. And wide. Good ball movement there by China. Little delay of game here. Looking for a ball.
And there's one. Nice job by the official to find one under there. China taking their time, moving it up to the top.
Mai has the ball right now. Good pick there. Oh, and we got Marcus Wynn playing some defense right now.
Oh, he'll do that. He'll go anywhere you need him. And he'll get into it, too. He can be a very aggressive defender. He's pointing to the man over on the far side. Now he's going to realize he's got to get over on Peter Ma. And he will D him up. Stall warning on China. Peter Ma with the shot. I think he panicked a little bit when he saw the stall warning, because that was not a really great shot selection.
It really is not. And you saw that big save. And Hua gets the ball back.
That was Peter Ma getting it back, Martin Ma getting it back after Peter Ma had been the one to take the shot. Goes out, though. It will be a Colombia possession.
Colombia's got to try to get at least maybe 1 or 2 goals here before the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, Alex Mandel. Nice little sprint. He's going to keep running. Tyler Ching gets over on him, but Mandel had a head of steam and an angle, and you could tell he was going to get clear there. Great job by Mandel. Marcus Wynn will come up and take the ball. We got 1:45 to go in the third. It's 11-5 in favor of China, but Colombia itching to get back into this game.
Wynn looking for that opportunity right now. I guess they're waiting on the sub for the next guy to come in. China with some pressure.
And you can hear the Chinese coaches saying, back up, don't have to go out and pressure him. Do not go chasing after Marcus Wynn. He will burn you if you chase. Stay back. He's not going to hurt you when he's 10 steps outside the restraining line.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Well, he might. He can actually shoot, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you know, you don't, but you also don't have to always go.
Yeah.
And there's a shot wide. Wow, they gave it to Colombia. I kind of thought China had a little bit of the advantage there. I thought they were a little bit closer.
I actually thought Colombia did have a half step when the ball went out. He was just passing. I think the Chinese player passed Arias. That's going to be an interesting one, because it's where the ball went out, not just who's closest to the sideline. And Colombia will get that thanks to the hustle. No, China will get it. Sorry. Bobby Fang falling down, holds on to it. Now it slips out.
That was a great ride by Colombia. Ooh.
Ball snagged by Alejandro Garzon.
Song with the ground ball. Looking upfield.
And you can see a little sloppiness coming in here. And again, not surprising as we're in day 8 of this tournament. Everyone playing a whole bunch of games, a lot of minutes, and a lot of heat. And we're going to wrap up the third quarter with the score 11 for China and 5 for Colombia. And we'll see how they hold up in the fourth quarter, because the heat's blistering, but the action is blistering as well. In fact, with this breeze, actually, I think the action might be hotter than the temperature.
Yes, I 100% agree with that.
We are going to the third quarter break. My name is Steven Stamp. I am with Brandon Mager, and we'll be back with more action from the 2018 FIL Lacrosse World Championships here in Netanya.
Today's forecast, always sunny.
Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. Joe Walters is overrated.
Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
Fire!
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade. Passion to protect.
She only went furniture shopping 3 days ago. There's no way it got there so quickly.
She said everything was available in stock, 3-day delivery.
Wow. Why didn't we get that?
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture? Raymore and Flanagan.
But I think it should go
Bigger selection.
there. Gentlemen.
Better service.
Yeah.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Raymore and Flanagan. Delivering a better experience.
No way your furniture's here already.
Raymore and Flanagan, 3-day delivery.
Do not mention delivery.
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture?
Let me show you. Wow.
Raymore and Flanagan.
Have my new living room.
Bigger selection.
That is beautiful.
Better service.
Come together, right?
No.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less.
Isn't it great?
That's what I needed.
Awesome.
Where'd you say she got her furniture from?
Raymore and Flanagan, delivering a better experience.
Today's forecast, always sunny.
Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. Joe Walters is overrated.
Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
Fire!
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade. Passion to protect.
She only went furniture shopping 3 days ago. There's no way it got there so quickly.
She said everything was available in stock, 3-day delivery.
Wow. Why didn't we get that?
Ever wonder if there's a better way to shop for furniture? Raymore and
But I
Flanagan.
think it should go
Bigger selection.
there. Gentlemen.
Better service.
Yeah.
Guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Raymore and Flanagan.
Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships here in Netanya, Israel. I'm Steven Stamp, joined by Brandon Mager. And quite a battle. China, though, just getting the better of it, 12-5 over Colombia. Colombia doing some good things. China just doing more of them.
Yeah, China's getting the little things done. They're getting the ground balls. They're riding hard. They're getting the ball. They're possessing the time. And they're getting the shots that they need to select on a goalie who's
not a goalie. That's right. Nico Garzon has stepped into the breach with some injury issues. Jiang with another. Sorry, that's Zhen Jiang with another faceoff. Just a little of that mic connection issue.
I think he's got to be over the 90% mark. He's been having a day on the X or on the dot.
Nice. I like that adjustment because there's no X out there.
There is not.
I know we call it that, and it's fine to call it the X, not a problem. But hey, there's no X. Technically, I don't even know if there's a dot. I mean, at this point, because it's such a busy spot, it's a bit of a dirt area. At the dirt.
My holding on to the ball there, really showing off the little Canadian action right there.
A little off arm warding, a little bump with the shoulder and the elbow popping into his man.
Yeah, and you see that in box lacrosse, and a lot of Canadians that love doing that. One of those guys that I like watching is Chris
Cloutier. Yeah, Chris Cloutier is something. He's a beast. He's playing up in MSL this summer with the Coburg Kodiaks, and of course with the Denver Outlaws in MLL. So nice spin. Zhen Jiang almost looked like he was only looking past, and then suddenly realized he was in a pretty good shooting position. Lets it rip, but just a little bit wide of the post.
Hey, you get an opportunity like that, you better take your chance.
Tong will toss it back across, and Martin Ma will throw it up top. Now China moving around the outside, and Chin takes a look up at the time, sees where he wants to dodge, heads down the alley. He's going to go back behind GLE down to X.
Good defense there.
Oh, just a little bit high as they tried to reach it, get the pass across to Zheng Jian. That's where you need a long pull up, I know. He could have reached up and got that.
Yeah, if you had Chung there or even Song, he would have been able to get that. Ooh, and there's a slash on the head.
Flag is up in the official's hand, and he will toss it on the field. And we'll see what the call is exactly. You assume it's going to be a 1 minute slash. It is. So Peter Wang will go off, and Colombia with a chance to try and eat into the 7-goal Chinese lead.
Colombia really needs to get something going here. You're down 12-5. You need to get something going, especially, if you want to make that comeback. Mendel moving the ball, looking for the pass. No shot there. Back to Mendel. There's a shot. Wide. And it's to the goalie beating them out.
Wow, nice sprint by Don Gu, who is, you said before the game, you'd heard he was a solid goalie. He's not just solid, he's pretty quick. Great heads-up play to get out there and get possession for China. Now he takes the pass, and we'll look ahead. Nice pass up to Ma.
Here's Watt now trying to get over the midfield line. Great defense.
Ma with his Tahoka Nantico compression, though, just putting the shoulder down. A little ward off there that he's getting away with. Then the double team comes, so he makes the pass across. That's just smart lacrosse. And that's the kind of thing, seeing the double team coming, being aware of where that leaves somebody open. And that's the kind of IQ situation that you want to see these players developing, because a lot of the guys who are outstanding in the game have been playing since they're 3, 4, 5 years old. Most of these players at some of the sort of mid and lower ranked teams don't have that kind of experience and that kind of instinct developed, but that is a very smart play by Mon. I'll tell you, little things like that, I'm sure the coaches are happy to see.
Yeah, it's like my coach always says, the little things you do where the big things will come. And like you said, the IQ is really, it's getting to them. It's really, China's really growing with the game of lacrosse.
There's another ball on the field. That's why we got play stopped here. And Victor Liu had the ball for China.
Sorry.
Trying to get in some of their subs, and Victor Lewis and our team at the top. We haven't seen a whole lot of it's a bit too far from, and it'll be Columbia ball. Just 4 minutes.
When now coming down, looking to get down that alley. In this situation, he has the little edge to possibly run. I don't know why he just kept dancing there.
Chucho Arias, nice split dodge right between the two defenders. Hands it off. And Matt Schuler, starting from the top, builds up a little head of steam. Step side rip. He's a little bit wide, though. Heads off into the corner. Colombia will maintain possession.
Yeah, Schuler has only had 1 goal today. The Chinese defense has really held him quiet, so he's got to get something going.
Yeah, clearly they're quite aware of him. They've got a man on him. Now, they do have a short pole on him.
China really playing tight defense here right now. Song really pushing the pressure on. Song coming out.
Nice pass through as Gio Gendon tosses it up top to Matt Schuler. Schuler gets that shot off lefty, but just misses the net.
And here comes Colombia again. Chung really pressuring out there.
But Chucho Arias gets the pass ahead to win. Looks like they're going to engage.
Oh, this is the matchup you want.
Yeah.
Win down there. Oh, what a spin. Here's
great
the shot.
spin.
There's the goal.
Tucks it through. Marcus Wynn shows his quality with the quick feet and just terrific footwork to spin off that check and then finds a little hole past Dongu.
That was just a great way. You saw how he approached him, got his speed there. That inside roll really helped Wynn out there get to the goal and gives Colombia a little breathing room to try to come back in this game.
12-6, still a tall order, down 6 with just under 14 minutes to go here. But we have seen stranger things. I mean, there was a game earlier in the tournament, Latvia and Greece, where Latvia got up 8-1 in the first half. Greece wound up coming all the way back to tie and actually forced overtime. And ultimately weren't quite successful because Latvia won in overtime, which actually means Latvia's had a couple overtime games this tournament, because I'm sure that yesterday they went to double overtime and went to sudden death or sudden victory overtime after the 2 4-minute overtime halves.
Yeah, they were. And another team that went into overtime yesterday was the Philippines after their tough loss to Israel. So a lot of good games yesterday. Really, really, man. And also the big one was Puerto Rico upsetting Japan.
Here once again, Ceballos going for a trot. Keeps going. Rio Gendon takes the pass. Trying to work his way through double team, so he finds the open man. Outside bouncer just about found its spot, but Oscar Morales couldn't quite hit it. Gendon takes the ball. Gets it up to Morales.
A good matchup here. Let's see what Morales can do.
Double team, nice slide coming. So they come across to Alex Mandel. Quick pass. It was a bit high, but it was tracked down by Gendon. That's a great save by Dongu on the plane change by Gendon.
Hey, that was a great read on the low to high shot. Oh, here's Zhang coming to the goal.
Oh, lovely little touch shot. Just bounces that one off by the right foot of Nico Garzon.
That was a great play by Chung, looking for Zhang right open there, putting the ball back in the back of the net. Up 13 now, 13-6 in favor of China.
And it looks like we will have Tony Wen coming out to take the face-off for China. Give him a bit of a chance to work on his skills and experience at the face-off dirt patch. Actually, they've moved it over a bit off the more worn spot. I've likened it through the course of the week to the fields being like Wimbledon, where they're in great shape. They're well manicured, well maintained, but they're going to take a pounding with all this lacrosse happening on them. And that's a win, but it kind of leaves it sitting out there to get stripped.
Yeah, no, these facilities are great. I think Israel's really had done a good job, growing the grass here, getting it ready for the World Championship. Oh, and there's a slash on the head, and there's that flag right there.
There it is. Yeah, I was looking for it as William Valencia took the whack. Oh, there's another one. We'll see if they both get called. Yeah, they're going to go down.
A little controversy there by the 2-7s talking to one another.
It's just the one. I thought they might get him for the second one because it was the shaft earlier that came down on the helmet, and then the head of the stick. Not quite as serious because the head obviously not as hard as the shaft, but still back-to-back whacks on the head.
Yeah, that's not a fun thing to go through as a lacrosse player when you get whacked in the head like that. Colombia looking for their shot, and what a takeaway by Chung.
Wow.
That was a huge defensive play.
And then the pass ahead to Song. He's got a 4-on-2, 4-on-3, goes to the trailer, all kinds of time. And that's just a blast by Martin Ma with nobody around him. All kinds of time and space for Martin Ma.
It all starts out with the save by China's goalie, looking up the Song, pushing up in the transition, finding Hua. What a way to finish. And it looks like we're at the water break mark.
Yeah, we are at the media timeout here at the midway point of the fourth quarter. It is 14-6 in favor of China over Colombia. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brandon Mager. We're going to take 3 minutes, and we'll be back with the final segment of this WIL 2018 World Lacrosse Championship, FIL World Lacrosse Championships game in Netanya, Israel on ESPN Family of Networks.
Today's forecast, always sunny.
Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. China has a player in the penalty box, which means that Colombia, if they can win the faceoff, will have an advantage here. I think they were saying 24 seconds left in the penalty.
They're calling
a withholding?
The ball didn't come out of the stick in time.
Oh, okay, didn't pop out. So Colombia will get the ball. Big chance for them.
It'd be good for Colombia. Look for some Mendel looking. Here's the shot.
Oh, off the crossbar. Ryan, right, yeah. Was that Garzon? Alejandro Garzon with the rip. I think it was Ryan Ceballos, but Garzon with the shot.
Going right to Mendel. Coming down the alley on the shot.
Nice save again by Don Gu. And there's the quick outlet pass. A little too far over the head of Zhenjian.
Don Gu's really had a nice game today.
He really has. I mean, the saves, other than that, his passing has been very good.
Very accurate.
Yeah.
Really getting that transition going.
We're back to even strength. Sergio Castaño moves it across, and Gio Rendon, the big man for Colombia.
I like this matchup right now. Rendon versus Song. Song really holding his own against him. Playing excellent defense here, not letting him get his shot off, really staying with the ball in his hands.
Great feat by Patrick Song. You see how quickly he recovered when Rendon got him pushed off a little bit. That is, and you can see why Princeton's pretty excited to have Patrick Song part of their program.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You just saw that right there firsthand.
Penalty coming. There's a rip from the outside by Alejandro Garzon. And Colombia will go to the man advantage for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Bobby Feng with the penalty there on a holding call. I mean, even when Colombia's been on man up, China's just had an answer for their man down unit.
They really have. 30 seconds that Colombia has to work. See if they can switch things up here a little bit and generate a quality scoring chance. There's Marcus Wynn. He's going to let it fly off the post. That was a good scoring chance. You can see he had a little bit of room, goes around the screen. And Dongu, again, the very quick recovery to become aware of where the ball is and go get it. The pass, though, yeah. Just Dongu, just tosses a little bit too high for his man.
Colombia now starting with the ball. Here. Wynn looking up, going to throw it to Mendel, right, going against the short stick, the matchup we talked about before. Here comes Mendel now, going to the right side. Good recovery there by China's defense.
The double team, but Rendon battles through it. Another double team battles through that. Almost, he's trying to feed the ball across all that work. Tries to lob it over to Matt Schuler. Can't get the pass through as China knocks it down. And you can see the frustration for this Colombian team. Rendon thought he had something really going on there, and he did. I mean, it's good work.
It was great work. He just did a little too much on that.
We're down to 6.5 minutes, and that ball is going to roll right on through to Garzon. He'll retreat behind his crease and step out of it. It's a daring little strategy, going right up the middle, tossing it to Matt Schuler.
You never throw it in the middle in a game. You want to try to create the open opportunities on the clears.
Colombia heading up into the offensive zone, and that's Marcus Wynn with the ball.
With Song covering him here and right now. Song playing excellent defense on him right now, really being patient.
I love the footwork on Patrick Song. Just look, he's never crossing his feet over. He's got that side step. He's not getting himself all tangled up. When he does cross over there, he's so sharp and so precise. But the slide steps, you can see, he's just, man, that footwork is a thing of beauty.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the big things I know about Princeton Lacrosse, they're known for their defensive work.
I mean, they've got guys like Zach Courier coming out of that program who's here at this tournament. There's a shot and another save by Dongu as Rendon came out of a pack of traffic and got that shot off. We're approaching the 5 minutes to play mark.
Yeah, like you said before, Zach Courier, one of the most old school midfielders of the game, taking the face off, playing defense, scoring goals.
They love to put him on the wing on face-offs too because he's a ground ball machine. We have a timeout on the field. So we're going to take a quick break. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brandon Mager. This is the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. All right, we're back underway here at the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships in Netanya, Israel. I'm Steven Stamp with Brandon Mager. Thanks for being with us on the ESPN family of networks.
Great defense there by Song again on Win. And what a check!
This is a fun matchup, that Win-Song matchup. My first chance to see Patrick Song, and man, this kid can play at whatever level you're looking at. Obviously, this isn't the biggest challenge for him, but there he is, that great sense of when the ball is coming out, grabs it, and heads up the field. And he is obviously a leader on this Chinese team.
Yeah, you look at him, but like you have to look at all the other Chinese defensemen who've had played an excellent game.
Oh yeah, 19 years of age, Patrick Song, the rising sophomore at Princeton. Yeah, there really are some great games going on here for the Chinese team. The pickoff by Colombia. Schuler kicks it ahead. It doesn't get through. That one's grabbed by Matthew Jung. Speaking of defenders who are having a great game for China, big fan of Jung.
Jung is having a very good day. I think he's looking for his third goal of the game right now.
The pole hat trick? How would that be? Oh, and that is a look of disbelief from Henry Hu. He grabs the sides of his face with his hands.
And there's a penalty on the field. Oh, what a save by Colombia there.
Yeah, Schuler has gone off to the penalty box.
Tongue on that. Low on that shot there.
China sets up an X, trying to pass it out front. It gets swacked back. I'm not sure Nico Garzone even realized he'd knocked that down.
Here's Chung.
Big catch. Jung wants that hat trick.
He really wanted that. It's a rare occasion to see a defenseman score 3 goals in one game.
It is. I think it'd be pretty cool.
A smart timeout call there for Colombia.
Yeah, you can hear the repetition to get that while they were in some distress. Get the timeout. We're in the final few minutes of this game between China and Colombia. And yeah, it is a pair of goals for Matthew Jung. Tyler Chin with 5 goals and an assist. And there's a hat trick as well for Tong. So China spreading the scoring around a bit. But I don't know. We don't cheer for teams. We don't cheer for outcomes. But I cheer for polls.
Oh,
I love the polls.
Absolutely. Especially when you get a chance to try to score a third goal.
Yeah.
I mean, what more could you want? And that's just a fan of me in lacrosse right now.
Exactly. We got about 45 seconds. We'll take a quick break here on the ESPN Family Network's coverage of the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. We'll be right back.
Today's forecast, always sunny. Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
Just pops loose, and I think that Alejandro Garzone had a pretty good chance to roll out on top of the crease, but again, you got to secure the ball before you can take off with it. And we do have a goaltending change as Bill Twee is in net for China. There's a long pass.
And there's Chen right there to pick up the ball.
Yeah, it connects. Bounced off at least the one Chinese player, but Tyler Chen is there to grab it.
Law.
That's a pretty long outside shot for when you have a 14-6 lead and a 2:15 left in the game. 2:09. We are in stop time now for the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter.
like Colombia beat the shot out for that.
Nice little spin there as Peter Ma trying to get out of traffic. At some point, there it is. Oh, but he throws it low for Shula. I mean, the white jerseys just kept coming after Ma, but he does eventually get it, after Alex Mandel, but he does eventually get himself out of trouble. They'll slow things down a little bit, but Chucho Arias is going to take a picture, take a peek, and see where they want to go.
This is not the matchup Colombia needs right now. You got to find that shorty on shorty matchup.
Oh, the pick by Schuler. I'm going to say illegal pick, and he kind of gave him the shrug, like, what did I do? But he definitely moved into that one as the player was running by and kind of gave him a little hip check.
Absolutely, and that's a big no-no in lacrosse. Here comes China now looking to clear the ball. And there's a nice little move by Shisho. And ball on the ground again. Here comes Colombia. Oh, what a hit. Good lift. China looking to put the ball back on offense.
Xiao Shu up and down the field there and eventually gives it over, but then it is dropped by Bobby Fang, and Colombia comes up with it. Arias along the back line, watched by Xiao Shu. Pass up to Rodriguez. He's going to see what he can create. We're into the final 45 seconds of this game. Rendon with the hard pass across to the far side. And it looked like Garzon just took his eyes off the ball just for a moment. It pops loose. That one's going to be off of China. Great forecheck pressure by Sebastian Lesmes.
Yeah, that was a good ride. Get the ball back in 35 seconds. Colombia's got to try to get something going.
I feel like 8 goals in 35 seconds is a bit much to expect, but can they do it? Can they at least get 1 or 2? That's what we're thinking, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm definitely thinking. Clock winding down at 26 seconds on the clock. Here comes Colombia now.
Oh, we have a procedure call against Colombia, so China will take possession. Rendon is down on one knee, and you can see there's certain elements of exasperation and fatigue and frustration that are keeping him from being able to do quite what he would like, and he's just leaning there on the head of his stick right now. It will finish, I believe. Are we going to have another shot? There's a penalty coming. Oh, Yang Jian. Jian is taking the shot. 6 seconds to play. There's going to be a penalty to China.
If I'm China here, I just hold the ball now.
Yeah. The flag's still on the field. Of course, the penalty is to Colombia. Sorry. It's just the only Zheng Jian was running off. But it will be Danny Rodriguez that takes the penalty. And he'll sit the final 6 seconds on the chair over in the official's timing box. Play has to be blown in so we can wrap it up. Jacob Tong. There you go. You heard the fans saying, blow the whistle, ref.
Yep.
There we go. Blow it in. Let's finish it up. The ball flung out by Jacob Tong. And that will finish things 14-5, the final score for China over Colombia. I am Steven Stamp, and this has been Brandon Mager with me. Brandon, thanks so much for coming and doing this.
My pleasure being here. This was a great game today, and I can't wait to see what else happens in this tournament.
Well, we'll get you back in the mic so you can have the best seat in the house to see it. This has been ESPN Plus coverage of the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships here in Netanya, Israel. Thanks so much for being with us. Watch lots more this week. It's building towards a culmination.
Today's